Hi everybody, Majin here, back with I guess technically wouldn't be an episode of the RSL in Progress series, but something a bit different. As you can see, I'm on the Void account. Currently, my main is C in the middle of a Hydra run. I'm just letting it run in auto. Maybe I'll intervene during the later parts. Guess some fireworks or stuff going on outside. I'm not sure if that went through. Apologies if you heard that. Let's continue. One thing I did want to note for this episode is I got the leader position for the clan that I'm in. The previous leader, he decided to leave the clan, I guess, and one other person, so we got some spaces. I did let some of my other, let some of the other members know that there's places for them to go if they choose to do so. I don't know if they all will or if any of them will. How we can continue to do what I can and do what I usually do. I'll still be able to download, down Brutal, Nightmare, and Ultra Nightmare, no problem. Hydra, as I showed in the previous episode, getting one key down on normal Hydra and hard Hydra is no issue for me. With just my main account, obviously the rotation could make things easier or harder. I would say this is probably the easiest rotation for me, and that's like not including like if I set stuff up on my other alternate accounts, which does take time and stuff to do. I'm like most of my focus goes onto this account right now, my void only account and my main account. See, my other alternate accounts, this one, and this one. This one is only in gold 5 because I happen to use one of the tokens from the revival path. I don't have it here in the show, but in the revival path, if you haven't played it in a while on an old account, there's like a golden ticket that'll instantly bring you up to gold 5, and as long as you keep up with it, you'll be able to maintain that easily. And that's kind of what I did there, so I can have an easier time getting the Hydra. I don't really have that available on the other two accounts. At the same time, that's just more stuff on the back end that I have to make sure I do weekly, and I didn't really want to get into that. They're mainly there for clanboss. I'm still waiting to get my other keys on the main, which I'll probably do in a little bit, or basically after the Hydra run, I'll knock down Nightmare next. See, I always start off with Brutal, first keys, then I go to Nightmare between like 9 and 12 hours left. And then in those remaining hours, I'll time out my keys to use them here so I can do it again tomorrow. And that's pretty much how I operate for clanboss. For CVC, non-personal, don't really care. Even personal, it's just more a matter of fact of making sure there's some level of participation, not any like point requirements or thresholds. We don't have like a custom Discord. I'm just in JGiz's Discord. Just use that. Message me there. It's fine. Sure you wouldn't mind. Have more people in the raid community join up and be active there. You have people chatting there time to time, saying stuff they got, or discussing some of the stuff that's going on in the game. This clan is still named after the Unavoidable Challenge or the Only Void Challenge. You do not need to be a part of the Void Only Challenge. It's just a name keepsake. If that's something you would be interested in trying out, you can let me know. As far as I know currently, however, is that you can still start with a Lightsworn, you can still start with a Seducer for Void Only, but you can't start with an Oboro anymore. That's the only current difference, and I can make a video setting that up if people are interested in that. And before I wrap things up, I'll show my void summons that I did on both this account and my main account, and I guess let's get to it. So this first one is on my main account, so none of our gems. I initially had these as like 2 separate videos, but since they were so short, I decided it'd just be better to combine them in one whole thing. Start off with a 10 pop. Rip off the band-aid. Drussia and Skathix, not much to write home about, considering my main account. These are champions that aren't going to do much for me. Maybe a Skathix will find usage in Curse City somewhere, possibly. I haven't seen all the stages, so I have to wait to come to that. But currently, I don't have much use for them. Not even for Faction Wars, I don't use them either. And the last one. And that's pretty much how the summons went on my main account. Terrible. All things considered, it's only 14 shards. Yeah, 2 for 2 epics for 14. Let's go over to my vote only account. This one intro is a little bit longer. I was showing like what I currently had in terms of champions. Some decent epics in there, not too bad. Enough to get by and get progressing. I think in terms of my next build, I kind of want to build Godseeker. She requires a lot of books though. That's the only reason why I haven't been too much of a rush, because she's a decent support champion, and there's definitely a few use cases for her. Because I would like to progress in Iron Twins and possibly Sand Devil. I haven't been too focused on progressing in dungeons because you get better gear from elsewhere, and if I'm spending energy in dungeons, it's usually just to get rid of daily energy if I'm not doing minnow farming or champion training, because I don't have an XP boost active for champion training, which I still do need to do a lot more champ training. Here I was showing like an image. Somebody in the Discord just said my next one was going to be a Lego, so I was hoping this would have given me a bit of luck. TLDR, or spoilers, it didn't. Alright, hold on. We start off with our first full Rage Monger. So we knew it was already not going too well, so I'm considering from a main account, so we tried to switch things up. Maybe throw an arena fight in, join a different clan channel, everything we can, to try to switch up the luck. Another rare, Draconis. It's not a bad rare, all things considered. It has some usefulness, definitely for Faction Wars. Brings your team some survivability for the vote only account. I was double checking to see if I already had him. I actually didn't. For some reason I thought I did at the time. Seducer, already had one, so that's in the duplicate. I added that into the Faction Guardians later. Let's continue. Another rare, Centurion. Can't remember his kit off the top of my head. I think he's an okay-ish champion, not too crazy. Chevalier, some survivability, maybe like a toss in for Faction Wars depending on who I have. But then again, probably not worth 60ing. Oops, I think I went too far ahead. I think this next pull is just a Broadmaw, that's why I'm showing the Broadmaw fusion. Yeah, it was. Done 9 shards, continue. And another rare, Harvester. Don't think there's anything too exciting about that champion. Continue. You're me trying something else to just hopefully shake off the bad luck. Okay, even switch, okay, maybe we have to just switch avatar, switch it up a little bit. Okay, back summoning again. Ifrit, yeah. This is like a champion that I looked at his kit and he's interesting, but I'm like, I don't necessarily know where I would actually use him, other than fillers for something that requires specific champions. However, that'd be the only reason I see getting any use out of him. Ox, I think his multipliers is okay-ish. Maybe I'm misremembering. Diggle, I remember there was some videos on him back a while back, around the time he first came out. I've never personally tried him, but I heard it's useful. Definitely be good for Dark's Faction Wars. I think he has an AoE. Does it decrease attack or decrease accuracy? One of the two. And then we get an epic, 2 Hawk. Not terrible. but you know, I would definitely say he's an okay one. Especially for faction wars, he would be good for um, tile control for bosses and the waves to combine. I'll put him in a stun set and probably immortal. I think we're down the 4 shards here. Yep. And another rare veteran. I think I already have one of these. I think I'm trying to remember. Is this multipliers decent? I'm not sure. For some reason, I have in the back of my head that he has like okayish multipliers, even though the way his damage scales is a bit weird. And another rare, another Chevalier. It's exciting here. We already went over him. More rare, Arbalester. I think she has an A1 poison in her kit. So useful there. And then lastly, we pull Reliquary Tender, which honestly, it's almost an epic. It's like a pseudo epic there. Pull in her. She'd be great for some Doom Tower bosses once we get into the hard stages. For faction wars, and in some cases probably get some use out of her in Cursed City, which is pretty nice. So I'm happy to have her. Also, I almost forgot to mention Phantom Shogun. Be pretty good. It's pretty much all the shards. No luck. Hoping to maybe see some more shards from clan boss before it ends, but we're only able to hit Ultra Nightmare on this account, so we'll see. Right. Head back over to the game here. See how we're doing here. Still going strong. Here we're gonna wrap things up. Like I said before, you're welcome to join. You should just be able to send a request. Obviously, since I'm in the clan, I can't show it here, but at the bottom, once you search up the clan unavoidable, you're not required to join the Discord, but it's preferred. I do look at the messages in game time to time, but it's not really used as our main method of communication. If anything, I'm more likely to check Discord or look at Discord in terms of like what people are recently talking about, as the messages from here disappear. Alright, I'm gonna wrap things up here. Thank you for watching and have a good one.